Vlog time, people. Out carp fishing again. Got a bit more work done and I'm back out. I've got 9 days holiday. I was going to go to Bluebell, but as you can see, I'm on a nice beautiful lake. I'm on A1 pits. I am A1 pits. I'm right at the top end. I'm in the deep water, but I've got some really good margins. I've got a really good margin here where nobody can interfere with me up to here. So I've got a rod out here with a bag out at the minute with a little plastic banoffee dumbbell in it, and there's fish all over on that point there. A lot of smaller fish, but I've seen a couple of carp today mooching around there. And then what I've done is I've gone out about 80 yards, and I haven't gone mad. I've put about 10-12 spombs out, and then I've got one on a stiff hinge rig, which is on the right hand side rod, with a Crave 15mm pop-up boilie on it. It's a brown one. And then my left rod here I've got with a Snowman, and that's fished on a fluorocarbon stiff hook link with a D rig, and that's just a little bit further across. And that's, like I say, a Snowman. That's got a Crave boilie on the bottom. It's been left in liquid, soaking in liquid for ages, and then that's got topped with a signature wafter, 12mm signature wafter, a yellow one. But I ain't gone mad putting the bait out because I might not stick to that area. The way I'm looking at it now, where I have put the rods out, I could have done with being a little bit further this way really. So I'm glad I've only put a bit of spomming, because I might come a little bit further over. At the minute I've got the rods fished at a slight angle over there. I mean, I can always turn my pod round, but I like the pod to be in the middle like that. I don't know. I shall see tomorrow. I shall see. Went to bed last night at 8:30, got up this morning at 4. Got here for about 6:15. Got in the gates were open at 6:30. Come for a walk around. Lake 6 was chocker, Lake 5 was chocker, 4 was chocker, 3 there was about 6-7 people on it. There was about 5 on number 2, and then there was about 6 or 7 on number 1. I thought, oh, you're joking. So I ended up walking around with the dog, got back to the van, saw the bailiff. And the bailiff says you're better off coming back in a couple of hours or even lunchtime. So I drove to Newark, which is just down the road, and drove into my dad's. I sat there till about 11 o'clock, and then come back, and there was still loads of people on 6. And I was going to fish. Down at the bottom end there's a bay down here, and I could see carp in there, quite a few carp, but it was really shallow, and I thought, I know what'll happen, I'll move in there, and as soon as I start casting they'll move out again. And I was talking to a lad down the bottom, and he says that's what they do in there anyway. You'll get a couple or one, and that's it, they move themselves out again. And then there was some other pegs here which he told me are good pegs, but there was people still in them. So I've come up the deeper end. I thought, sod it, I'm here for a week anyway, or even 9 days. Let's see if I can get one of the bigger ones out, because these margins are really good up here. But like I say, it is deep water. It's about 22 foot out there where I am. So what I've done is, basically I had the marker float at 20 wraps. I had the spod rod 20 wraps, and then my fishing rods I've put one at 21.5 wraps and one at 21. With it being such deep water, I want the rigs to settle. I've just had a liner on my left hand rod. I've had a few liners now, so there's definitely fish about up here, definitely. I didn't expect there to be as many fish up here as what there is. What was I saying now? I have. Yeah, but I've come up the deep end anyway. If I'm here for 7 days or 9 days or whatever, I can always move. It's just I'm thinking about the weekend coming as well, and the way I could see it when I was here this morning. It was just chocker all the way around. This peg here, and that bay one that I looked at, and then there's another one over to the right, over here, in this far corner, down here, round that corner. They're the 3 pegs that I thought to myself, well, they're the only ones that if you're in here, you ain't going to really, if people move in through the week or at the weekend, they're not going to really make much difference to me fishing, if you get what I mean. Whereas all the other pegs, everybody's interfering with your fishing all the time. So there's a lad down the bottom, he's been here for 2 weeks, he's had a 38 out, I think he's had a 38, a 28, a 32, and then I think he's had some 20s out and that. He says, but then he says, and then 2 lads moved in, he's over there, and then 2 lads moved in yesterday, he says, and it's killed it. And that bay where I was going to go in was to the side of them, but there's like nobody can get to it there or there, a bit like this bay here. But I thought it's too shallow, I know what'll happen. As soon as I try and fish 3 rods in there, they'll just push themselves straight out. It'd have been alright if I was going to fish 1 rod or 2 rods, but you know what I mean, I'm on holiday. It's my holiday week. So but yeah, I'm going to sign off now. I've just had something to eat, just had some pork pie, a pizza, some potato salad and tomatoes. Washed down with a can of Stella. And then I've fed the dog. She's gone in and laid down. The old fishing dog. She's conked out, look. She's only just gone in there actually. She was down here. I think the heat's got to her a little bit today. But yeah, that's set up anyway. And then if I come up here, I don't know if you can see me people, if I come up here to the top here, the river, the Trent is just here, all along here, and there's the A1 bridge. So this spot that I'm in here, there's not really anybody. There's a peg further around there, but it's a good, for what, 70 yards away. And the next peg along is about 50 yards away, I would say. So nobody can, I can't be interfered with from either side really. The only way I could be interfered with is somebody come into this right peg and start casting like an absolute twat. So hopefully they won't do that. But what I might do tomorrow is just bring my rods over slightly. Just over slightly, because I think I'm a little bit too much that way, so I could be in the way of them other 2 pegs. I'm going to bring myself a little bit more straighter on these 2 rods. But I'm baiting in a line anyway. I'm not baiting tight, and I haven't put much out anyway. 12 spoms, and they weren't full spoms, because I just want to see what's what first. But anyway, I'm waffling shit. I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll update you tomorrow what rigs I'm using properly and what baits and this, that, whatever. Because I'm tired, I just want to sit down and chill out now. So yeah, unless I have a fish, I ain't even set the camera gear up yet, the other camera gear. So unless I have a fish, I shall talk to you tomorrow people. Adios for now. Vlog time people, update time. It's Monday morning, Monday lunchtime. Nothing through the night. I had some liners on my right hand rod and some liners on me, and it said rhinos then, and some linos on my left hand rod. There's been fish, there's carp moving about around this area where I've got my bag all the time. And then 80 yards out where I'm fishing, they're moving about around there as well. But there's some moving in closer, And a lad said to me yesterday, he said there's a gully out there, it's about 30 yards, but it's not 30 yards, it's about 44 yards. No, about 40 yards, sorry, but I found a bit just beyond that, where it comes up a little bit. And it comes up to about 19.5 foot, 20 foot, and all around it is different. It's about 23 one side of it, it's 23 the other side of it. So I've put the marker out and gone along. So where I've gone along, it's the same 19 all the way across. So instead of going in the gully, I've gone onto the bit that's raised up, rather than going into the gully, because it's deep enough water anyway. And then the other rod, that's at 80 yards, that's in about 23. That's right at the very bottom, that is, in the deep water. About 23 foot. And it's all pretty uniformed out there, but I'm 80 yards, I'm about in it where it's reached its level. Because what it does is it shelves out, the margins shelve out. You can walk out to about 2 rod lengths out, 2.5 rod lengths out, and it's about 6 foot. And then obviously it goes down gradually, but then all of a sudden it drops a bit more then when you get out here. So about 4 rod lengths out, and it drops down to about, steadily, to about 20 foot, 22 foot or something. Then it goes out, then it's 23, 23, 23. Then I've hit that bit that's 19, and then it's 23 beyond that, 23 beyond that, 23 beyond that, 23 all the way out. Most of the fish are showing on that 80 yard mark where I am, and this along that spot, that 42 yards. Well, it's 11.5 wraps and 20 wraps over there, and I'm not wrapping this one here, I'm just casting a bag out around the same area, casting it into about 6 foot of water, 5 foot of water. I don't want to go any closer, but I can't put any bait out because there's just birds everywhere along here. I wanted to put some boilies out and fish boilie, but I can't, there's just too many birds. It's the same as soon as you get your throwing stick out, the flying rats are on you instantly. So putting boilies out, I'm going to pour them out just as it's getting dark. But I put another 7 spoms out over my 80 yard spot, and I've put 7 spoms out over that 40 yard spot. I should put another 5 out probably over each spot at tea time. 5, between 5 and 7, and then recast my rods, and then just see what happens. And then tomorrow I'll put some more in, just could try building the swim over a couple of days, 2 swims, and see if that does out. But after a couple of days of building the swim up, if I ain't any more liners or no bleeps or anything, then I'll not feed for that day and just keep my rigs out all day till the following day, and then see what happens. But I knew it weren't going to be easy. But I'm very surprised I haven't picked something up off of this this margin spot here, because I've seen carp up along here, I have. So, but then again there's a lot of bird activity, and that grebe's busy and all, it's in and around here all the time. But, well, I've got more or less got everything sorted. I've got my spots, fan, I've got some rigs tied, I've got plenty of leaders tied, got bait mixed up. It's just a case now of sticking to my spots and sitting it out and trying to figure out what's going off. So that's all I can do. It seems most people are fishing about 80 yards out, between 80 and 100 yards, and then you've got odd people that's chucking bags out further. I'd say they're chucking bags out to about 140 or something. But anyway, and the fishing dog down there, is asleep, but she's getting aggravated because she's on lead. And the lead's tied to the bed and she don't like it. You can't have them off lead here. I can't even risk just having her off the lead. I'm alright, I suppose, at night time when it's gone really, really dark, because the gate's locked up, there's nobody about then. And then she don't tend to move about, but she's getting frustrated with it. She keeps getting her legs caught up in the lead and that. And every time she moves too far, she's pulling the bed. But I've walked her this morning. I should walk her for a longer walk at tea time. And I do keep letting her off, you know, taking the lead off of the bed and walking her up the embankment near the van and back down. That's all I can do. She'll soon get used to it. She will. But right, I'm going to sign off for now anyway. I'll sign off for now and I'll give you an update later, people. Probably later on tonight. Tomorrow I'll show you the rigs that I'm using. And also over the next few days I'll show you the pop-ups what I use. Different pop-ups. Something to do. Alright, just catch you in a bit, people. Tight lines for now. Adios. Long time, people. What can I say? Nothing really. No liners, no nothing. On the right hand rod, the middle rod. And then about 20 minutes ago I had a funny occurrence on my left hand rod. Just got the bag in the margin, but really quiet night. Wind direction's completely changed now. The wind's, it's a northerly now, a northwesterly, so the wind's like coming at me and across, and the temperature's dropped now, and I mean I've got my jacket on and my hoodie as well as t-shirt and my hood over my cap because it's dropped that much. It's warming up a little bit now. But to say it's a Tuesday, there's a lot of people on the lake. I think you're looking at least, what, 1, 2, 3, I'd say there's at least 14 people, 15 people on the lake. And there's 4 of them that turned up yesterday down this side here. The amount of bait what they put in. I mean, one of them, I'm sure I counted 50 spots. I'm sure I did. unbelievable. There's like 4 of them in a row that's put bait in like that. And then there's another lad a bit further down from me, he's done like what I've done. I've just put like 7 spots over my 2 spots out there, and then just cast the bag out down the margin. I think what I'm going to do is have another day in this spot, and then I'm going to look at moving tomorrow. I think. I mean, it's Tuesday now. It's Tuesday morning. I'd say it's about 7 in the morning. I've been up since 5:30. But I've seen fish up here. I mean, yesterday I seen a big mirror out there. At least I think it was a big mirror. It looked like it. It looked like it was about 37 pounds, and it was up right in the top of the water, over my middle rod, my 40-yard spot, 45-yard spot. But I've seen them up here, but they seem to be up in the water, and I haven't got no adjustable zigs on me at all. I've only got normal zigs, and I certainly ain't casting bloody 20-foot zigs out there. No chance. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the rods out about 10, 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to take the sky for a good long walk all the way round. I'm just going to do another spot mix, so I've got plenty made up. And just see how today pans out really, and tonight. See where people are on the lake, and then do a move tomorrow, I think, and have a couple of nights, or even 3 nights in another peg. And if I ain't had nothing on here by then, and I don't decide to stop on here, I think I might go on lake 3 just to get a few carp out, or lake 1. But I'll see first. It's early days. It's early days yet. It is. Fishing dog, she's conked out, but she's getting aggravated because she's on lead. With her being on lead all the time, she's getting frustrated with it, and it's frustrating me as well. It's making the fishing difficult at times, but it's part and parcel of it. It is. Later on I'll run through, I'll just show you my rig later on, and then show you some of the pop-ups what I use. I'm not going to do it now. I'll wait till later on. If I don't do it later on, I'll do it tomorrow morning. I just feel like being quite lazy this morning. There's not much else I can do anyway. It's just a waiting game, that's all. You know the score anyway, people. Right, I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, a little bit of a vlog. Sit down, Sky. Sit down. Sit down. I said I was going to run through my pop-ups with you. So, just hope the camera's picking everything up okay. I think it is. So, sit down, Sky. Right, basically, I use sticker, signature pop-ups. I use them in 16mm. They're like a washed out white, washed out yellow, and washed out pink. That's the pink, white, and the yellow. So they're not like fluoros. They are, but the washed out fluoros, I use them in 16mm. I use them on my chod rigs, or single pop-ups. Not so much this time of the year, more in the early spring or in the winter as singles normally. And then I have the wafters in them as well, which are the same colour, their signature, and they're the little 12mm. And these little 12mm wafters, I use these in my bags mainly. If I'm making bags up there and then, I tend to use them in these, but if I'm storing my bags, making a load up before, and I tend to use plastic because the thing is, when you use pop-ups inside a bag and store them, the buoyancy alters them, so you never know where you are with them. And then another coloured well, these are wafters, not pop-ups, wafters. That's the sticky bootsberry wafters. I've had loads of fish on these. I've had loads of fish on all these. These absolutely smell, oh, gorgeous. They're so sweet. Really, really sweet. Honestly, I could eat them now. They're like sweets. The signature, they've got a really sweet smell and taste to them as well, because believe you me, I've tasted them when I've got hungry, and they're delicious. Right, so that's them. Then the crave, I use crave in 15mm pop-ups, and they're like a brown colour. These are really buoyant, these are. Can you see? I've had that many fish on these. Absolutely brilliant now. And the buoyancy, they just hold up in water for days, and the smell as well is just fantastic on them. And they're the 15mm, but you do get a bottle of liquid inside every tub of these. And what I do is, it's like a brown, clear, transparent liquid. I just put a few drops in, and then give them a bit of a shake about. I also use the Crave fluoros, but these are washed out fluoros, so they're washed out, look, pink. Also in the dumbbells as well. I've had loads of fish on these, and obviously I use Crave as my main bait all year round, so obviously these are all the pop-ups and dumbbells that match with them. Same with them, they come with a bottle of liquid in them as well. £6.50 they are a tub, same as the other Crave, normal brown pop-ups. Boochberries, they're about £7.50 a tub, £6.50 a tub. Same with the wafters, they're about £6.50 a tub. And the signature pop-ups there, £6.50 a tub. And then I also use, because I use squid and spice boilers, as well as Crave, which are my fish meal boilers that are really digestible. I also use their pop-ups, the spicy squid pop-ups, and they're in all different colours, like a mottledy yellow colour, mottledy pink colour, purples, browns, and they don't smell as strong as the actual spicy squid boilers themselves. They're a bit lighter. I use them as well, but obviously topping the rigs. I don't tend to use them on their own as singles or anything. I tend to just use them for putting on top of my normal spicy squid boilers to make a wafter. A double boiler rig that's a wafter. And then as toppers, I use Nash's Instant Action liver and garlic, and these are wicked. All the Instant Action range, they all work. Really, really good little pop-ups. These are 10mm ones. These I use these for toppers, and they've got like a brown colour to them. And these are the liver and garlic. I've had loads of fish on these, but what I do with them, don't know if you can see in there, is I put a tiny little bit of the really strong Crave liquid in there, not the hydration liquid, just the thick liquid. What they do, the really strong stuff. I just put a few drops in there, and I just keep topping it up with a few drops every couple of weeks. So they're my main pop-ups. Wafters what I tend to use most of the time. Sometimes I do use a few other ones, but they're the ones that I stick to most of the time. So that's them. And also, I hope this is picking up on the camera, so it'll piss me off if it isn't. I think it is. And then the rig that I'm using on both my rods, obviously apart from my bag rig, inside my bag I've got a little 3-inch braided braided uplink, just with a little wafter on, with a size 6 with a little wafter on it. This is it's a fluorocarbon rig. I don't know if this is going to pick it up. I've got a figure of 8 loop in one end, a big figure of 8 loop. I like a big loop, and then obviously I've got a piece of silicone that slides up over my quick link and covers part of the loop. I'd say it's about 6 inches long, and it's fluorocarbon IQ2 corder, and then I've got a size 5 Fox 5 wide gape, and then I've got a D-rig. So I've tied my knotless knot, and then obviously I've put a little tiny swivel on, bait swivel, don't know if that's picking it up, bait swivel, and then I'm just fishing a snowman on that, and I'm having no tangles, no problems at all. And the reason I've gone with that is because it's crystal clear of the water. Instead of going with my normal uplink, which probably would have been okay, I thought why chance it, and you just can't see anything. I'm also using a lead core leader, using a Fox lead core leader. I've tried the rig in the edges of the water, and it just completely disappears. Obviously you can't see the fluorocarbon on my leader. I've got the dark camo on, dark camo Fox leader, 45 pound leaded Fox leader, and it just completely disappears. So I know that both my rigs out there, what I've got on that 40-yard spot and the 80-yard spot, they both just blend in completely. So I've got no problems there. And then like I say, on my bag, right, I've just got a little braided uplink with fish KD style, with a size 6 curve, long curve. Well, I fish the long curves and the short, it all depends what bait I'm using really, but at the minute I'm fishing with the long curve shank, size 6s, and I've got a quarter 12mm plastic dumbbell on at the minute, on my bag rigs. I'm using the quarter plastic dumbbells, using them different in the Benoffee, I'm trying to think about the Fishy Fish, and the other one's the IB as well. So I just thought I'd run you through them, give me something to do, and let you people see what I tend to use anyway. Because I know we all have confidence in using certain things, but I think these days all baits are pretty good, to be honest with you. As long as it's a good digestible bait, I think they'll catch. I think just to overrun the baits, people get carried away and have too many. You're better off just sticking to a couple of decent boilers, and then sticking to handful of your pop-up and wafters. That's all you need. You get people spending an absolute fucking fortune on it. You just don't need to. It's just a waste of money. Spend the money on other things what you need, other things what you go through, like uplinks, hooks, you know, or putting the money towards another fishing trip somewhere, or a ticket somewhere. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll catch up with you later, people. Adios, amigos.